about the NXT locker room, bro. You're 21. You're already main event in PA.
Tuesday night's episode of WWE NXT kicked off with a bang, immediately grabbing the audience's attention with a match that set the tone for the rest of the show. The opening contest featured two hungry and fast-rising stars in the NXT landscape, the hard-hitting, no-nonsense Josh Briggs squaring off against the explosive and agile J-Yvonne Evans. What followed was a fast-paced, physical, and unpredictable bout that had fans in the Performance Center on their feet from bell to bell. This wasn't just a random matchup, it was a clash of styles, personalities, and momentum. Briggs and Evans came into this match from completely different backgrounds, yet both had something to prove. And by the time the final bell rang, one thing was clear: Josh Briggs came to fight, and he wasn't about to be overlooked. Josh Briggs, the brawler with a chip on his shoulder. Josh Briggs has quietly been carving out a name for himself in NXT. Towering over many of his opponents and possessing a bruiser's mentality, Briggs brings an old-school intensity to the modern ring. With roots in barfight brawling and a style reminiscent of the APA or early Luke Harper, Briggs is not flashy, but he is effective. In recent weeks, he's shown flashes of deeper character development. There's been tension, frustration, and a noticeable edge to his demeanor. Whether it's losing out on key opportunities or watching others get the spotlight while he's grinding week in and week out, Briggs walked into this match with a clear mission: remind the NXT universe, and management, exactly who he is. J-Yvonne Evans, NXT's high-flying highlight reel. On the other side of the ring stood J-Yvonne Evans, one of the most exciting new prospects to hit the NXT scene in months. Known for his high-energy offense and daredevil athleticism, Evans has already captured attention with his lightning-quick pace, fearless aerial attacks, and undeniable charisma. He may not have the same size or experience as Briggs, but what Evans lacks in power, he more than makes up for in speed and heart. The WWE Performance Center crowd has quickly taken to him, seeing him as a breakout star in the making, someone who could be the next pillar of NXT's new generation. Heading into this match, Evans had momentum on his side. But wrestling is all about timing, and in this match, the timing favored the man who hit harder, not faster. The match controlled chaos from the opening bell. From the moment the bell rang, this wasn't just a wrestling match, it was a war of wills. Evans came out like a rocket, using his quick footwork and fluid transitions to keep Briggs on his heels. In the first few minutes, J-Yvonne nailed a perfect springboard crossbody, followed by a lightning-fast dropkick to the knee that briefly brought the big man down. But Briggs, known for his resilience, shook it off and answered with brute force. A punishing lariat turned Evans inside out, and the tone immediately shifted. The match became a gritty battle of speed versus strength, with Briggs relentlessly working Evans down with clubbing blows, corner splashes, and powerful slams that shook the ring. What made this match stand out wasn't just the action, it was the story. Evans never stopped fighting, even when overpowered. He slipped out of multiple pin attempts, narrowly avoided being caught in Briggs' finisher several times, and even connected with a jaw-dropping moonsault to the outside that left the crowd in awe. The near falls piled up, the momentum swung back and forth, and for a moment, it seemed like either man could walk away with the victory. The finish: power over flight. As the match hit its final stretch, Evans went for broke, climbing to the top rope for what looked like a 450 splash attempt. The crowd was roaring, on their feet, sensing a major upset was coming. But Briggs had it scouted. At the last second, he rolled out of the way, and Evans crashed hard, the impact knocking the wind out of him. Briggs wasted no time. He dragged Evans up and hit his devastating clothesline from hell-style finisher, a move that seemed to take the soul out of his opponent. It was over. Josh Briggs had secured the win, and he did it convincingly. Post-match emotion, a statement victory. As Briggs stood tall in the center of the ring, sweat dripping, his chest heaving, he didn't celebrate wildly. He didn't pose for the cameras or showboat. He just stared out into the crowd with a mix of intensity and determination. This wasn't just a win, it was a message. He's done waiting in line. He's done playing second fiddle. Whether it's NXT North American Gold, the Heritage Cup, or even an eventual run at the NXT Championship itself, Briggs made it known with this performance that he's not just a stepping stone, he's a threat. Meanwhile, Evans received a strong ovation from the crowd. Even in defeat, he earned respect. The match proved he could hang with the heavy hitters, and in many ways, his stock rose despite the loss. NXT loves a fighter, and Evans fought until he had nothing left. What's next for Josh Briggs? This win raises big questions for the NXT landscape. Is Briggs positioning himself for a title shot? Could we see him enter the North American Championship scene and mix it up with the likes of Oba Femi or Wes Lee? Maybe even target the NXT champion down the line. He's made no secret of wanting more. After months of floating between mid-card bouts and tag team experiments, this match may be the spark that pushes him into the upper tier of NXT competitors. Backstage reports suggest Briggs has been vocal about wanting more opportunities, and if he keeps delivering matches like this, it's going to be hard for NXT officials to ignore him much longer. J-Vaughn Evans, a star still on the rise. Despite the loss, J-Vaughn Evans leaves this match in a better place than he started. His offense was crisp, his timing was sharp, and his ability to generate crowd reactions is undeniable. WWE sees money in Evans, and this match felt like the beginning of a long-term story, one where he learns, grows, and eventually overcomes the bigger obstacles in his path. Expect to see Evans rebound in the coming weeks, likely picking up wins against other NXT talent as he regains momentum. And don't be surprised if fans start calling for a rematch with Briggs, this match left plenty on the table. Final thoughts, a true NXT showcase. This match was everything NXT fans have come to love about the brand: fresh faces, compelling matchups, and real stakes. It wasn't about flashy storylines or over-the-top drama, it was about proving yourself between the ropes. Josh Briggs came out of this match looking more dangerous than ever, while J-Vaughn Evans proved he's a name you'll be hearing for a long time. If this is what WWE NXT's future looks like, the future is in good hands.